In your closet, do you have any outfit that you have kept for 5 years, 10 years? Something that is already quite old, but you still do not want to throw away, so you keep holding on to it and every now and then still wear it again? You know, when a person has a habit of wearing old clothes again, it actually reveals a lot about that person's personality, inner strength, and even their destiny, especially in women. Some people wear old clothes because they feel deeply attached to the memories. Others wear them because they have become secure enough in themselves and no longer want to chase after what other people say. So, what does that reflect? Why is it that for some people, the more they wear old clothes, the more peaceful their lives become, and the more blessings seem to come their way? Everything will be in this video. 5 types of destiny often seen in women who keep wearing old clothes. Number 1. A woman whose destiny is deeply tied to love and memory. Do you have a habit of keeping old clothes for 5 years, 10 years, simply because you cannot bear to throw them away? Maybe it is because that piece of clothing connects you directly to the past, like a kind of portable diary holding the marks of all the ups and downs you have lived through. I once met a woman who, even after becoming financially comfortable, still treasured an old worn sweater from the days when she was just starting out in life. She told me that every time she touched that fabric, she could almost see herself again in those difficult years that were hard but full of determination. Little by little, that sweater had become something that seemed to absorb the full energy, emotional frequency, and life force she carried during that chapter of her life. If you are like that too, then I think you are someone extremely trustworthy, someone who values loyalty, deep connection, and lasting devotion. And in your personal dictionary, there is probably no such thing as changing your heart with the times. That creates a very steady and lasting field of energy around you, one that helps you preserve long-term relationships in your life. However, this kind of settled energy can sometimes create an invisible emotional burden in the mind, making it hard for you to let go when destiny begins to shift. Because you love deeply, you are often still tied to emotional threads from the past. Since you place feelings above personal gain, you are also the kind of person who often accepts the losing side in family matters or in conflicts, just to protect the people you love. From the perspective of balancing the energy in your surroundings, if you do not know how to create harmony, your living space can easily become filled with objects carrying old, stagnant energy. That can block the natural flow of life energy and may prevent new opportunities and good things from the future from finding their way to you. Number 2. A woman with a strong inner world and a destiny that is not controlled by outside influences. According to materials on physiognomy and clothing feng shui that I have read, there is a principle that says, appearance follows the mind and clothing follows intention. There are women who, even though their closets are full of stylish and fashionable outfits, still calmly choose to wear clothes they have had for many years. If you see yourself in that picture, then this is a sign of an incredibly strong inner foundation. You wear old clothes because you have reached a place where you no longer need recognition or admiring looks from other people. To you, clothing is meant to serve you, not to satisfy the crowd. This kind of strength also comes from a deeply free spirit. Writer Yang Jiang once expressed an idea beautifully, saying that when you truly understand that the world belongs to you, you stop caring about how other people look at you. That is why, when you choose to wear old clothes again, it is because you value comfort and real worth more than expensive labels. On top of that, instead of using material things to fill an emptiness inside, you choose to invest in knowledge and health, values that stay with you over time. In feng shui, this is the state of possessing inner steadiness, a powerful kind of energy that helps a woman remain grounded and not be shaken or swept away by the storms of life. The destiny of a woman with a strong inner world is often calm, free, and deeply at peace. You are the one in control of your life, not someone ruled by hollow status, shallow prestige, or the vanity of a consumer-driven society. When the mind becomes still, the energy around you also becomes more harmonious and wise. That is exactly why your path in life often seems protected by quiet blessings, helping you move through hardship with grace and composure, and bringing lasting peace not only to you, but to your whole family as well. Number 3. A woman with a stable destiny who lives with restraint and balance. Women who wear old clothes again are often also women who know how to manage money well, so their energy and good fortune do not get scattered on luxury and empty appearances. When you clearly understand the line between what is necessary and what is excessive, you are actually building a life path for yourself on the foundation of balance. You wear old clothes as a way to master desire and keep your personal energy field calm and steady, without being disturbed by the turbulence of the consumer world outside. In addition, from the perspective of physiognomy and clothing feng shui, the virtue of thrift is one of the most reliable ways to build lasting clothing fortune. A woman who knows how to make full use of the value of old clothes often has a strong ability to control the flow of money in a steady and grounded way. Instead of letting money be drained away on outfits meant only for display, you channel that energy into strengthening the roots of the family, things like education and health. Because you know how to preserve and gather energy, your life path is often very stable, and your family finances are far less likely to collapse when unexpected troubles appear. However, I want to emphasize that real stability can only exist when life energy is still flowing. If restraint turns into extreme stinginess, and that leads you to wear clothes that have completely lost their life force, clothes that are overly torn, badly worn, or too faded, then you may actually be inviting poverty into your own life. Clothing that is too damaged is a sign of stagnation. It can make your mind less rational and weaken your confidence in life. A truly lasting and sustainable destiny requires a woman to know when to let go of the old and welcome in the new. In other words, we value old things in order to build blessing and virtue, but we also need to be decisive enough to remove what is already damaged so that fresh life energy can enter. When you keep that balance, you can not only protect the wealth and good fortune you already have, but also open the door to higher levels of growth and progress, creating a more prosperous life for yourself. Number 4. A woman whose destiny has been shaped by life's ups and downs. After you have gone through enough highs and lows, an awakening to the true value of life brings you to a stage where you no longer feel the need to use your outward appearance as bait for other people's attention. This is what can be called a state of calm energy and a steady mind. You wear old clothes because you clearly understand that true elegance lies in health, not in layers of luxurious fabric filled with the restlessness of trying to keep up with the times. The destiny of a woman who has been through a great deal, like you, is often steady and grounded because you have developed the ability to refine your energy. When people look at you, they can sense that after so many difficult years, your true nature has been sharpened and strengthened. You are no longer filled with the noise of impulsiveness or unrealistic desires. Instead, you have formed an energy field that feels clear, sharp, and wise. You solve problems with the wisdom of someone who understands how life really works. At this point, your destiny is guided completely by the clarity within you. Because of that, your life path becomes smoother and more stable, and you become a source of emotional strength for your whole family through the power of understanding and the ability to remain constant through every change. Number 5. Treasuring material things and the journey of building blessings and virtue. If every time you wear an old outfit again, you still cherish it as if it were new, with a heart full of gratitude, if you appreciate the hard work it took to earn that item and can still see value in every thread of fabric instead of dismissing it as outdated, then this is truly a process of nourishing energy in material things. When you treat your belongings with care and love, you are giving them a current of positive life energy. This grateful mindset creates a pure emotional frequency that helps clear away stagnant negativity and invites good things to come into your life. The most beautiful thing about women like this is their willingness to share. When an item no longer suits them, I often notice that they carefully wash it, neatly fold it, and pass it on with sincerity to someone who truly needs it. That habit is a way of opening the flow of blessings in feng shui. Energy is like water. It has to keep moving in order to grow. If it becomes stagnant, it turns bad. Giving away clothes that are still in good condition is a way of turning personal clothing fortune into something that benefits the community. A person who gives with a pure heart, without calculation, receives spiritual abundance in return, and that helps their destiny remain open and smooth, with helpful people appearing at the right moment in times of hardship. It is your kindness and the purity of your heart that make your life more harmonious, less clouded by selfish calculations that can muddy the life energy within. From the perspective of physiognomy, women with compassion and empathy often carry a gentle, blessed face and warm eyes, signs of a deeply fulfilling later life. You do not need luxury to prove your place in the world, because the sense of fullness within you already radiates a natural kind of charm, helping you receive respect and love from the people around you. By treating each old item with kindness, you are personally weaving a fabric of blessings and virtue for yourself and for your children in the future. This is the most beautiful form of destiny, where a woman not only knows how to master material things, but also how to master the flow of cause and effect in her own life. Women who often wear old clothes again usually have a destiny shaped by the depth of their soul and their ability to take charge of their own life. If you are like that too, then you are someone who knows how to use the past as a foundation for a strong and steady future. Instead of letting material things lead the way, you use your confidence, gratitude, and wisdom to guide the flow of energy around you. In the world of feng shui, an old outfit worn with peace in your heart becomes a magnet that attracts blessings and lasting respect. Whether you keep those clothes because of memories or because of a minimalist way of life, you are quietly weaving a peaceful destiny for yourself, one where true value shines from the wisdom and character within. Because of that, your life is always filled with vitality, abundance, and deep fulfillment. And if you still have any questions or anything you are wondering about related to personal feng shui or any other feng shui topics, you can leave them below in the comments, and we will explore them together in the next videos. Goodbye for now, and see you again soon.